Welcome to HDTV. You're now rocking with your boy. Harvard astronomer argues that alien vessel paid us a visit. Discovering there's intelligent life beyond our planet could be the most transformative event in human history. But what if scientists decided to collectively ignore evidence suggesting it already happened? That's the premise of a new book by a top astronomer who argues that the simplest and best explanation for the highly unusual characteristics of interstellar objects that sped through our solar system in 2017 is that it was alien technology. Sound kooky? Aviloeb says the evidence holds otherwise and is convinced his peers in the scientific community are so consumed by groupthink they are unwilling to wield Occam's razor. Loeb's stellar credentials, he was the longest serving chair of astronomy at Harvard, has published hundreds of pioneering papers, and has collaborated with greats like the late Stephen Hawking, make him difficult to dismiss outright. Thinking that we are unique and special and privileged is arrogant, he told AFP in a video call. The correct approach is to be modest and say we're nothing special. There are lots of other cultures out there and we just need to find them. Loeb, who is 58, lays out the argument for the aliens' origins of the object named Oumuamua, Scout, in Hawaiian and extraterrestrial, the first sign of intelligent life beyond Earth. The facts are as follows. In October 2017, astronomers observed an object moving so quickly it could only have come from another star. The first recorded interstellar interloper. It didn't seem to be an ordinary rock because after slingshotting around the sun, it sped up and deviated from the expected trajectory. Propelled by a mysterious force, this could be easily explained if it was a comet expelling gas and debris, but there was no visible evidence of this outgassing. The traveler also tumbled into a strange way as inferred by how it got brighter and dimmer in scientists' telescopes, and it was unusually luminous, possibly suggesting it was made from a bright metal. In order to explain what happened, astronomers had to come up with novel theories, such as that it was made of hydrogen ice and would therefore not have visible trails, or that it disintegrated into a dust cloud. These ideas that came to explain specific properties of Oumuamua always involve something that we have never seen before, said Loeb. If that's the direction we are taking, then why not contemplate an artificial origin? Oumuamua was never photographed close up during its brief sojourn. We only learned of its existence once it was already on its way out of our solar system. There are two shapes that fit the peculiarities observed. Long and thin like a cigar or flat and round like a pancake, almost razor thin. Loeb says simulations favor the latter and believes the object was deliberately crafted as a light cell propelled by stellar radiation. Another oddity was the way the object moved, compounding the strangeness of its passage. Before encountering our sun, Oumuamua was at rest relative to nearby stars, statistically very rare. Rather than think of it as a vessel hurtling through space, from the object's perspective, our solar system slammed into it. Perhaps Oumuamua was like a bio resting in the expanse of the universe, writes Loeb, like a tripwire left by an intelligent life form waiting to be triggered by a star system. Loeb's ideas have placed him at odds with fellow astronomers. Writing in Forbes, astrophysicist Ethan Siegel called Loeb a once respected scientist who, having failed to convince his peers of his arguments, had taken to pandering to the public. Loeb, for his part, protests the culture of bullying in the academy that punishes those who question orthodoxy. Just as Galileo was punished when he proposed the Earth was not the center of the universe. Compared to speculative yet respected branches of theoretical physics, such as looking for dark matter or multiverses, the search for alien life is a far more common sense avenue to pursue, he said. That's why Loeb's pushing for a new branch of astronomy, space archaeology, to hunt for the biological and technological signatures of extraterrestrials. If we find evidence for technologies that took a million years to develop, then we could get a shortcut into these technologies. We can employ them on Earth, said Loeb, who spent his childhood on an Israeli farm reading philosophy, and pondering life's big questions. Such a discovery could also give us a sense that we are part of the same team as humanity confronts threats ranging from climate change to nuclear conflict. Rather than fight each other like nations do very often, we will perhaps collaborate. Now, to me, the doctor really isn't kooky, and to me, I believe aliens are already here. I believe they look like us. I believe there's places that are private or basically warded off from us going there. I believe they live there. I believe they walk in person to us, like the movie Men in Black. Like, I believe that stuff is all true. I believe it is intergalactic police who basically monitor extraterrestrial activity, and they're around to make sure certain things doesn't happen or don't happen, or that could jeopardize them being in the known. Because if they were to let the public know that aliens existed, do you know how freaked out the world would be? It would be chaos. So they keep it under wraps. And don't tell me it's not, because look at our technology. In the past 100 years, our technology is vastly getting better, and it's getting better by the minute, the hour, the years. Technology is becoming so advanced that it's putting us into a trance, and it's keeping us brainwashed, and it's keeping us going along our normal routine. Because think about it. If you weren't going to work, or we had all this technology, I believe we would be seeing aircrafts just flying around all day. But because of the technology and because of the vastness of television, how far it's come, all these punk shows and BS shows they're creating, is to keep your mind and attention span off of looking in certain places that they don't want you to look at. And that's the truth. And I agree with the professor. What's his name again? I think it's, aviloeb. Yeah, I agree with him. And his scientists and his peers, I believe they believe it, but they don't want people to start digging and looking into this stuff. So they're going to be like, oh, he's a quack. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Come on, stop it. That's just science fiction. Listen. Why do we get all these ideas of designs of how aliens look or how spacecrafts look? You mean to tell me you were sitting at home one day and you just thought of an idea that, oh, this is how an alien is created. Oh, this is how spaceships created. Look at the movie Space Cowboys vs. Aliens. Why couldn't that have happened? Men in Black, the movie Alien, Predator. Things like that. How do we get the idea to figure out how to sculpture or make some of those things happen, or make some of those designs of how an alien look, like E.T., all of them? So you mean to tell me you just woke up one day and said, I'm going to draw an alien? Come on. Even the movie The Thing. How do you think of stuff like that? Unless you already met one, but you're not trying to let the public know because you're getting your technology and your deals from them. All this spacecraft and, oh, we're going to Mars, we're going to this. I believe there's been humans who have been to other parts of the universe and they've come back and they've seen what's going on out there. And they come back and give stories to certain people. They didn't want to give it to everybody because then people are going to go run around and then spread it. But you don't want everybody to know this. You want everybody to still be in the knot and not know anything and still be stupid and be blinded by sports and news and television shows. Come on, guys. Look at the PS5 design. Look at the games they created. Who thinks of shit like that? Have you ever sat back and thought about that? Let me know in the comment section. Do you believe aviloeb that there is extraterrestrial life out there? And if Oumuamua, the object that came in our solar system and then left, do you believe that was a spacecraft instead of asteroid. Let me know in the comment section, man, what you feel like. Please keep it respectable. Thank you for listening, and we're out. Deezy.